Find yourself a nice comfortable seat. Give yourself a moment to adjust in any way that you feel the need to. Once you've situated yourself, start to shift awareness into the physical body. Feel the weight of the legs. And as much as your body will allow, release the weight of the legs into the support of the earth. And feel into the weight and the structure of the pelvis. Allow the weight of the pelvis also to be released into the support of the earth. So there's a feeling of being held. And then bring awareness to the area of the belly. Notice if you're holding any tension in the belly. And for now, release that tension so the breath has an opportunity to drop deeply into the belly on inhale. To release with the most gentle hug at the belly on exhale. Breathing into the belly, begin to notice that the mind starts to sync up with the breath. The pace of the breath beginning to influence the pace at which thoughts pass through the mind. So the more slowly we're breathing, eventually the more slowly we are thinking. We begin to gain access to the space between the thoughts. And that space between the thoughts is where the magic of pure awareness happens. Where we begin to sense the presence of the sacred. Keeping the breath slow and smooth and steady. Begin to draw the physical component of the breath, the air itself, a little bit more up into the space of the rib cage. The breath continues to flow slowly, smoothly, and steadily, but it takes on a slightly more invigorating quality. Enlivening the space in and around the heart. Notice the subtle shift in the quality of the energy, maybe even the quality of the thoughts occupying the mind, as we very simply shift where we're experiencing the breath. Due to the different parts of the nervous system that we're accessing. You start to feel a little bit brighter, shinier. Let's bring this brightness into our experience of mantra. I'm going to chant the Gayatri mantra for you. If you happen to know it, feel free to chant along. The Gayatri mantra helps to encourage the expansion of self-knowledge within us. Like the sun rising at dawn. The light of the sun, the light of self-knowledge is always present. It's just a matter of us awakening to or bringing our awareness to its presence, welcoming its arrival, letting it warm us and illumine our life both inward and in the external world. Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhirmahi Yo Yonah Prachodayat Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhirmahi Yo Yonah Prachodayat Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhirmahi Yo Yonah Prachodayat Om. Shanti. Continue to draw awareness inward as you make your way onto your hands and your knees. Once you're on the hands and the knees, spread the fingers. Stack the shoulders basically over the wrists, the hips basically over the knees. Soften into the belly. Enjoy a couple of breaths in relative stillness as you just feel the breath travel into the body. Feel as the breath travels back out again. Smooth and steady. Body inhales now, draw the shoulder blades down the back, scoop the collarbones forward, lift the crown of the head and tailbone. And on exhale, begin to round the spine, press down through the index fingers and thumbs. Draw the tailbone and the crown toward the earth. Scoop the belly up and in, tuck the chin. Inhale, soften. Draw the heart forward again, lifting the crown and tail. Exhale, round the spine. Scoop the belly gently up and in. Press the earth down and away. Tuck the chin. Inhale, open up. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, open up. And exhale, round the spine. We're going to keep going with this simple movement so that you can begin to transition awareness from the physical body to the breath, and then to the influence the breath is having on the energy body. With a few more rounds, moving at your own pace, inhaling to open up. Exhaling to contract and concentrate the energy in and around the belly. Inhale, softening the belly, sensing the space of the heart. Exhaling to round the spine and concentrate at the belly. 2 more rounds. Back to a neutral spine. Once again, just sense the breath. Begin to move the hips now around in a circular motion. So drawing the pelvis down toward one heel, letting it sweep across toward the other, and then up toward the wrists. Stay with the breath. Sense both the physical body as well as the energetic body. Or at least stay open to that possibility. Lifting up through the hips, through the pelvis, massaging a bit more through the space of the belly. Moving in and out of back bend and forward bend. Nice and subtle, but still definitely doing something important. When you're ready, switch directions. Try to relax the neck and shoulders a bit more. And move as though the body is a conduit of pure energy. Because it is. And our task is simply to remove the obstructions that might potentially be blocking the flow of energy. Make our way back through to the center. Once again, give yourself a moment in stillness, just to notice. From here, tuck the toes under. Take another inhale, draw the shoulder blades down the back and hug the forearms together. And on the exhale, float the hips up and back. Feel free to keep a bend in the knees as you concentrate on elongating the spine. On the next inhale, with some control, we're going to slowly lower the knees back down toward the mat. They'll very lightly make contact, and then exhale, shift the hips again up and back to downward facing dog. Inhale, let the knees lower softly, they'll very lightly touch down. And then exhale, transition smoothly back to your downward facing dog. 3 more times. Inhale, let the knees lower. Exhale, back to down dog. 2 more times at your own pace. Super mindful of the breath. Find yourself in downward facing dog again. Linger for a moment. Checking alignment, feet are about hip distance, hands are about shoulder distance, feet are parallel. You're welcome to bend the knees as much as you want or need. This is not so much about stretching the hamstrings, it's much more about creating space in the spine. So we're pushing the hands forward to help hoist the hips up and down. It might feel good to wrap your elbows a little bit further down toward the floor and then hug the forearms together as the arms go back towards straight, and feel the shoulder blades slide a little further down the back, creating space through the neck and the back of the heart. But now bring awareness to the belly. Just sense what's happening in the belly as the body breathes. About 3 more breaths. Inhale, float the knees back down onto the mat. And on the exhale, we're going to hinge forward slightly, bend the elbows straight back and lower all the way onto the belly. Stretch the body long, reach back through the feet, roll the shoulder blades down the back, hug the elbows in. On the next inhale, start to pull your sternum and collarbones forward, elongating the spine to the point where the spine starts to lift up off the mat. We feel the muscles in the back body engage, and on an exhale, gently release and look to the right. Good, again, inhale, pull the palms back, draw the heart forward, hug the elbows in. Exhale, lower and look to the left. Inhale, draw the heart forward, roll the shoulders back. Feel the spine lengthen, back body contracts. Exhale, lower and look right. One more time. Inhale, roll the shoulders back, draw the heart forward. Exhale, lower and look left. Inhale, come back through to the center, lifting. On the exhale, stay and see if you can float the legs gently. If this is feeling okay, inhale and extend the arms forward. Exhale, sweep the arms behind you. If possible, interlace the fingers, press the palms together, pull the shoulder blades down the back, lift the elbows away from your back, soften into the neck. Take another inhale when you're ready. Exhale, gently look toward the right shoulder. Inhale to look center. Exhale, gently look toward the left shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, just release the hands and bring them back up toward the shoulders. And then melt everything back down, forehead touches the floor. On the next inhale, press up to the hands and knees. Exhale, gently round the spine and draw the hips back toward the heels for child's pose. We're going to move in and out of child's pose a few times. So inhale to come back to the hands and knees. Exhale again, round the spine, reach the hips back, draw the belly up and in, lower the forearms, Lower the forehead, tuck the chin. Inhale to rock forward. Exhale, round the spine. Think about squeezing the thighs together now, maybe lifting the pelvic floor slightly and hugging the navel to the spine. Let's do that one more time. Inhale to draw forward. And exhale to round the spine. Now we're going to stay in child's pose for a few breaths, just to soften into the back body. Soften a little bit more into the hips. As you breathe, feel the body, especially through the torso, expanding on inhale. Softening, gently contracting on exhale. Now we're going to help that contraction a little bit. Stay in your child's pose. Inhale as normal. On the exhale, hug the thighs together. Lift the pelvic floor. Draw the navel to the spine. Inhale to soften and release. Again on exhale, hug the thighs together. Lift the pelvic floor, navel to spine. 2 more breaths. Inhale, we'll return to the hands and knees, tuck the toes again. And on the exhale, float the hips up and back once more to downward facing dog. Now in down dog, go ahead and pedal the feet a few times. So bend one knee, press down and back through the opposite heel. And alternate a few times, going again at your own pace, feeling into your own body. What does your body need? Back and forth, opening up through the hips, hip flexors, maybe a little bit through the hamstrings, but then also starting to think about creating more space through the pelvic and belly regions. Relax the neck and shoulders. When you're balanced, when you feel even on both sides, come back through to the center. Take an equalizing breath. Next, inhale. Roll forward toward plank and bring your right knee onto the ground. Stack your right hip over your right knee, so it's perpendicular to the ground. Roll your left heel down, and then let your right toes swing a little bit further to the right so that you've got some stability. Stack the right shoulder over the right wrist, and then start to stack the entire body, lifting the left arm up toward the ceiling. Okay. From here, make sure you've got a nice long line where you feel steady and stable. And then inhale to extend the left arm or the top arm up alongside the ear and feel the side body bow somewhat. On the exhale, just bring the arm back down by your side and look up toward the ceiling. Good. Inhale, stretch the arm up and over, look down toward the floor, bow the side body. Exhale, bring the arm back down by the hip and look toward the sky. We're going to do that 2 more times, nice and easy. Feel into the stretch. So rather than just going through the motions, what are we accessing energetically? Exhale the arm back. You don't need to know the answer. It's enough just to ask the question. Inhale, stretch the arm up and over. And exhale, once again, bring the arm back down by your side. One last time here. Inhale, stretch the arm over. This time on the exhale, press down through the hands and foot. Bow the side body even more. Reach outward through your top elbow and breathe into the side, creating a sense of spaciousness and expansion. A deep stretch. One more breath here. On the next inhale, just reach the top arm back up toward the ceiling. Exhale, transitioning out of this, let's come onto the hands and the knees. Give yourself a round of cow and cat. So inhaling to arch the back again. And exhaling to round the spine. Just to neutralize a little. Inhale, just back to a tabletop position, tuck the toes. Exhale, return to downward facing dog. Enjoy a few breaths here and notice if maybe there's an increased sense of activity, vibrancy, spaciousness in the left side of the body, the side we were just working with. And on the next inhale, we'll roll forward toward plank again. And on the exhale, we're going to bring the left knee down this time. So same idea, hip stacks over the knee. We're going to swing the left shin and toes back behind us, and then roll the right heel down so that the foot is flat. Bring your left wrist under your shoulder, and then finagle that posture a little bit until you feel a sense of steadiness. When you're ready, on an inhale, sweep the top arm, right arm, up and over, bow into the right side of the body. Exhale, sweep the arm back and look up toward the sky. Inhale, sweep the arm up and over, bow the side body, deep stretch. Exhale, sweep the arm back, look toward the sky. 2 more times, moving dynamically. Inhale, stretch the arm over. Exhale, sweep it back, look toward the sky. Once more. Now we're going to come into that slightly longer hold. Inhale to stretch the arm over. Exhale, exaggerate the stretch. Press down through the right foot and the left hand. Reach outward through the right elbow, downward through the fingertips. Breathe deeply. Next, inhale, float the right hand back up. Exhale to bring your right hand onto the mat. Come onto the hands and the knees. Again, a couple rounds of cow and cat. Inhaling to open the heart. Exhaling to round the spine. Inhale, open the heart. Tuck the toes if you're ready. Exhale, downward facing dog. Enjoy 2 or 3 more slow, steady, full breaths here in down dog. Noticing the impact on the right side of the body. Is there perhaps a quality of an alert steadiness? Next, inhale, lift onto the balls of the feet, soften the knees slightly, and bring your gaze toward your hands. On your exhale, just step one way or the other to the top of the mat. Feel free to bend the knees as much as you want to or need to. Feet are going to be about hip distance, parallel to one another. Again, knees can be bent if the hamstrings or your back body are tight. Hands can stay on the mat next to the feet, or they can come onto your ankles or your shins or just above your knees. So feel into what is most appropriate. Press down through the feet, and on the inhale, stretch your collarbones forward and find extension in the spine, almost feeling like a baby back bend. And on the exhale, release that and softly fold over the legs again. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale, press down through the feet, firm the legs, scoop the heart forward, elongate the spine. Exhale to gently release. 2 more rounds. Inhale, lift halfway. Maybe at the top of this inhale, just hold the breath in for a moment. Exhale, release. Once again, inhale, lift halfway. Full breath, drawing awareness into the heart space. Hold the breath briefly at the top. Exhale, gently release. Now release the weight of the head. Maybe a slightly more generous bend in the knees. Take a hold of the elbows and allow yourself to just dangle here for a moment. Once again, drawing spaciousness into the spine so energy can flow a bit more freely. In a tantric yoga practice, our primary space, our primary real estate for efficacy in our practice is the spine, between the base of the spine and the crown of the head. So this is the real estate that gets most of our attention. And all of our postures are intended to bring awareness and to accommodate healthy, power-inducing alignment in the spine. Just 1 more breath here. You can release the elbows, bend the knees a little bit more, press down through the feet, and on the next inhale, rise. Sweep the arms up, reaching for the sky. And on the exhale, keep the spine long, but let the arms float down by your sides. Standing in Tadasana, feel free to close the eyes and just notice whatever there is to notice. And we'll get ready to transition to
All right. Just take a moment to feel your body in space. Notice the stability of the pelvis, even lengthen through the lower back. Feel how that creates an engagement down the legs, through the feet. There's this deep sense of anchoring. Soften the shoulders, lift through the crown of head. Just in this moment, notice your capacity to be both stable and at ease. And the blend of those two feelings brings an opportunity for your awareness to turn in, to start becoming curious of the inner space of your body. Link the eyes open, find a steady gaze point, still connected to your breath. And take a long step back with your left leg, grounding the left foot 45 degrees, so finding a warrior 1 stance. The right knee tracking over the ankle, and just check first that you feel stable. And once you do, you can straighten the right leg. Bring the right hand to rest on the sacrum, palm facing outwards, and the left hand's down by the side. Just empty the breath that you're on. And as you breathe in, deep bend in the right knee, reach the left arm up and overhead and lean forward slightly. So you're not going into the deepest back bend yet. It's more like a diagonal line. Exhale, straighten the right leg, release the left hand back down by the side. We'll move in and out a few more times. As you breathe in, bend in deeply into the right knee, left arm up and over. Still feeling this strength through the lower back. And the whole breath out, straighten the right leg, release the left hand down. 2 more times, feeling how your movement traces the breath. And as you synchronize movement to breath, the mind can become attentive and vivid. Inhale, deep bend in the right knee, reach the left arm up, and this time you're going to hold there, reach the right arm up too. As you breathe out, cactus the arms, bend the elbows 90 degrees, feel the abdomen squeeze. Inhale, reach both arms back up and overhead. 3 more times like this. The whole breath out, cactus the arms, navel draws into the spine. 2 more. Final round. Each breath in is like a nourishment. And as you breathe out, the abdomen squeezes, there's an anchoring. As you breathe in, reach both arms up and overhead. This time lift the spine now, so find a standard warrior one, opening through the front line a little more. And just take those first few moments to settle into the shape, to find your stability. Keep anchoring through the feet. And slightly hug the lower ribs in. Feel what that does to your spine. And then soften into your shape. Lean away from some of the intensity. And start to feel how the breath interacts with this shape. Let it become smooth, effortlessly full. And feel how the breath can carry your awareness inwards. Almost there. Take your last full breath in and out. You'll inhale to straighten the leg, release the arms. Exhale, step forwards, find mountain pose. As much as possible, let yourself become still. And just notice what you feel. What are the unique sensations available to you in your body? Maybe a warmth, an experience of aliveness. Also notice what happens as you continue to wait. Softening, an internal spaciousness that can start to expand. And balance on the other side. Step the right leg back long. Right foot 45 degrees. Just check again that you feel stable, the left knee tracking over the left ankle, both your hip bones pointing forwards. Once you feel firm through the legs, straighten the left leg. Left hand to rest on the sacrum, palm facing out, the right hand down by the side. And empty the breath that you're on. As the body breathes in, deep bend in the left knee, reach the right arm up and over, remembering just leaning forwards ever so slightly on this. And exhale, straighten the left leg, release the right arm down. Do this 3 more times. Movement traces the breath. A feeling of expansion as you open and breathe in. And there's that opportunity to soften as you breathe out and anchor through the feet. 2 more. This time you're going to hold. You'll reach the left arm up to meet the right. Exhale, cactus the arms, feel the abdomen drawing in towards the spine, abdominal engagement. And then inhale, reach both arms up and overhead. 3 more. Mind continues to trace the breath. And feel how that helps an awareness to be with your experience. After that final round, as you breathe in, lift the spine long, find your warrior one, and root down through pelvis, through the legs, lift up through the spine. And then as you settle in, soften some of the effort. And feel how the breath moves in and out this unique shape. And there's that sense of a part of you that's doing, but what about the part of you that's being, that's seeing? Final full breath. Inhale, straighten the left leg, release the arms down. As you breathe out, step forwards, find mountain pose. And then let yourself become still. Notice what you feel. There's often a vibrancy, a brightness that working with back bends or laterals can bring. There's also a softening as we continue to wait. The mind can slow down and start to become just a little bit more quiet. And with that, there's this inward pull, almost like we're coming home. Vibrant and calm. So blink the eyes open if they're closed. You're going to take the feet a little wider than hip distance. I'm just standing to face you. You'll bend the knees, resting the hands just above the knees on the thighs. And you want to really kind of lock the arms out. The shoulders will come up towards the ears. And this is so that you can kind of relax into it and the belly can become soft. So we're working with something that's like Agni-Sara prep, where we're just going to do some abdominal squeezes and bring some more attention to this area. So reaching through the feet. As you breathe out, there's a slight tucking of the tailbone. Chin can draw towards chest and there's pulling in at the abdomen. And as you breathe in, the abdomen softens and you just release. There's an expansive quality. As soon as the body's ready to breathe out, slight tucking of the tailbone, everything drawing into the center of the abdomen. And as you breathe out, the abdomen softens, you expand and release. Just continue to do this to your pace. And sensing a presence, a warmth beginning to build in this area. We'll do a few more. It's nothing too intense. It's less about forcing tension and more about creating an activation. Just do one more round. You can release, come back to standing. Again, let yourself become still. Notice what you feel. Let your attention scan the inner space of the body. And just become aware of how your experience of practice is becoming alive for you. Turn to face the long edge of your mat. You'll take the feet just a little wider than shoulder distance apart, as long as that feels stable and comfortable for you. We're working with a dynamic variation of Trikonasana. So we'll turn the right toes out and the left toes just in ever so slightly so that you can press into the outer edge of the back foot. You might like to micro bend into the right knee, just as we move in and out to give some more space. Arms parallel to the floor. Sorry, actually. Take your right arm up and spin the left arm out, and the hand resting by the leg. And work a little harder. Breathe in, and then as you breathe out, lean out over the right leg, just to the point that your spine feels stable. Bring your right hand down, maybe to the shin, and then breathe in, reach the left arm up and over. So you're coming back to that wide, sweeping lateral movement that you did in your side plank. Exhale, send the top arm back. As you breathe in, reach the right arm forwards again, and then lift all the way back up. Right arm to the sky. Left hand down by the hip. A few more times. The whole breath out. Lean out over the right leg. Stabilize through the feet. Inhale, reach the left arm up and over. Expansive movement. Notice what it does to the breath. The whole exhale, send the left arm back. Inhale, reach the right arm forwards, engage, and then lift the whole body up. Perfect. Two more. Each time you inhale and reach up and over, notice a quality of expansion and spaciousness. One more round in and out. And this time we're going to move in for the hold. Again, the whole exhale to lean out, just to the point that your spine feels strong. Right hand to shin or maybe even thigh. Inhale, reach the left arm up and over. And keep pressing down through the feet. You can even think about that pelvic floor lift or slight engagement. Notice how that might strengthen you to lengthen through the spine a little more. The gaze can be out, down, or up, whatever feels good for your neck. And then become aware of the breath. It's always reflecting back to you your experience. Am I stable? Is there enough comfort? And how is this breath interplaying with this shape? A little longer. Take one more full breath as you are. Notice where you're feeling sensation in the body. And send the left arm back. Breathe in, reach the right arm forwards, lift all the way up, steady, controlled. Turn your right toes in, breathe out, right arm down. And then pause. Notice feeling through the body, particularly how one side feels to the other. Just start to sense those unique feelings as nourishment, as heightened awareness infusing through the body. We'll balance out with the other side. Turn your left toes out. This time the left arm is going to reach up and you're just going to spiral the right arm open. Breathe in, lengthen first. And then as you breathe out, reach out over the left leg. Left hand either to thigh or shin. Inhale, reach the right arm up and over, all the way, expand through the right side body. Exhale, send the right arm back. Inhale, reach through the left arm and then lift all the way up. 3 more times in and out to your breath. Synchronizing the movement to breath. And feeling how that helps to focus the mind. Two more in and out. And just notice any areas of tension. And recognize that you're creating space for that to release. So that energy can take its place. Last round, in and out dynamically. And moving in for the hold. Left hand resting on shin or thigh, your choice. And then when you feel stable, breathing in, right arm up and over. Deep opening through right side body, even a slight bowing through the body. The more you stabilize through the pelvis and the legs, the more you can lift through the spine. And then breathe into that space. Just as much as there's effort, notice where you can invite a sense of ease. There's a deep opening through the right side so that the breath in flushes the right rib cage. And there is this vibrancy as we take in more and more prana. Really great. Take one more full breath. And at the end of that exhale, you'll send the right arm back. Inhale, reach the left arm forwards, lift up with control. Breathe out, turn the left toes in, release the left arm down by the side, pause. And just become aware of what you feel through the body. Might be heat, maybe tingling, soft vibration. Just becoming more intimate with what comes alive for you in practice. And then notice your mind. What are the qualities that begin to infuse through the mind? Perhaps an alertness, coupled with the softness of space. Bring your hands to the hips. Make sure the big toes are turned in slightly so that you can really press firmly into the outer edges of the feet, and this will help to engage the legs. Breathe in, lengthen through the spine, and then as you breathe out, fold in. Soften the knees if you need to help give space for the spine. You can either reach the hands to the outsides of the ankles, helping to fold the spine in, or if it's available and you prefer, you can interlace the fingers behind the back and press the palms up and overhead. Choose the space that allows you to feel more comfort and the breath to be more present and effortlessly full. Let the mind trace every inhale, every exhale.
And more with that effort as the mind unites with breath. Feel a coming home to presence, to awareness. One more full breath. You can release the bind if you've taken it. Bring your hands to the hips, press the feet firmly into the ground. Next time you breathe in, lift up with a long spine. Come back to standing. You can bring the feet back together so that they're in line with the hips. Less effort. Settle back into a pose that feels more like home. Again, become aware of what qualities you're reclaiming through practice. How do you feel? And perhaps that space between and behind thinking is expanding more and more. We'll come back to that Agnisara breath. So take the feet wider than hip distance, just a little. Bend the knees. So if you have digestive issues, if you're on your cycle, ladies, you'll just stick with what we did the first time, the abdominal squeezes. And if you've got a little more to give, we'll just add a tiny bit more on. So I'll cue for that, but if that's not what you're going with today, just stay with the original abdominal squeeze and you'll be bringing power and attention to that area. So press through the palms. The arms are holding you, the shoulders are kind of up to the ears so that you can relax through the back and the belly. Next time you breathe out, start to tuck the tailbone under. Again, feel that abdominal squeeze, everything drawing into center. Chin tucks. As you breathe out, relax the belly and slightly open again through the spine. So you can keep going with that if you're coming with me a little more. Exhale, start to squeeze through the feet, through the inner thighs. You'll feel the pelvic floor lift as the tailbone tucks, the abdomen draws in, and then the upper abdomen squeezes up. As you inhale, you'll release from the top to the bottom if that feels available. It's just an intention. And just keep going that way. Exhale, tucking the tailbone, feeling that engagement from the feet, almost like you're drawing energy up from the floor through the inner thighs. Pelvic floor lifts, navel draws in, upper abdomen pulls up. As you inhale, everything softens and releases. And just keep going with that, being curious. There's nothing we're here to perfect. We're just noticing how we feel. You might begin to feel hot from the inside. A few more rounds. One more round. When you're ready, you can come back to stand. Again, let yourself settle into stillness. And just give yourself the permission to notice the feedback. And start to sense a nourishment and aliveness through the body.
And the willingness of the mind to rest in that feeling. It's like more and more we can begin to pay attention and everything becomes vivid. The mind is less concerned with the future, less concerned with the past, it's here. And there's this feeling of returning to something so much bigger. Find your way to the top of the mat. We'll circulate some of this energy through a variation of Surya Namaskar, using some low lunge. One thing I love about sun salutation, and this was something I listened to on a really beautiful podcast, was we're not just saluting, we're not just celebrating the sun outside of ourselves, but really it's a reverence to that which exists within us. It's the sun, it's the potential, it's the vibrancy, it's the divinity within us that we celebrate and we honor through this movement. So just start to sense that and anchoring through your feet, feeling the body in space. And devoted to that aspect of yourself, moving from that space. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Be a slight lift of the chest, the chin. Exhale, fold in, crown towards the floor, soften through the knees if you need. Inhale, lift up halfway. As you breathe out, step the left foot back long, ground it and drop the left knee to the floor. You can either keep the toes tucked or you can untuck, whatever feels better for your body. Deep breath in, reach the arms up and overhead, low lunge. Keeping the thighs active. Exhale, release the hands back down by the sides. You're going to step forwards. Inhale, half lift, clasp the palms behind the back. And then as you breathe out, soften through the knees a little and press the palms up and overhead, deep opening. Inhale, release the palms out to the sides and then sweep them up and overhead, lift all the way up. Hands meet. Exhale, hands through prayer at heart center, and then release them back down by the side. Breathe in, reach the arms up and over, a sense of receiving the breath. Exhale, fold in, crown to floor. Inhale, lift up halfway. This time as you breathe out, step the right foot back on. Drop the knee to the ground. Untuck the toes if you're doing that. Breathe in, reach the arms up and over. Exhale, release the hands back down, step forwards. As you breathe in, lift up halfway so that you can interlace the fingers. Exhale, fold back in, soften the knees as much as you need, press the palms overhead. If you're ready to breathe in, release the palms. Inhale, sweep the arms up and over, let the hands meet. Exhale, hands through prayer at heart center, and then release them back down by the sides. I'm just going to do this one more time to each side. Breathe in, reach up, a sense of filling. Exhale, fold, crown to floor. Inhale, lift up halfway. Breathe out, step the left foot back long. Drop the knee. And as you're ready to breathe in, sweep the arms up and round, wide, and then to the sky. Again, a sense of receiving the breath. Exhale, ground the hands, step forwards. As you breathe in, interlace the fingers behind the back. Breathe out, fold in and press the palms up and over. Inhale, reach the arms wide, up and overhead, come to stand. And then exhale, hands through prayer at heart center. And release them all the way back down by the sides. One more time. Breathe in, reach up. Exhale, fold in, crown to floor.
Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, step the right foot back long. Drop the knee. Breathe in, sweep the arms wide and up, low lunge. Like opening through the front line. Exhale, ground the hands, step forwards. Inhale, interlace the fingers behind the back. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, reach the arms wide, up overhead.
And then exhale, hands through prayer at heart center. Release them all the way back down by the side. Let yourself soften into stillness. Notice what you feel. There's a vibrancy, a brightness. There's also something soft, something sweet. A quietude that comes with it. Just sensing what qualities you reclaim through practice. Embracing them. As you blink the eyes open, finding a soft gaze, feeling how you can bring that space of your internal world out into the external one. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead.
Inhale, lift up halfway. As you breathe out, ground the hands, step back to plank. Take a breath in. And then as you breathe out, lower onto your belly. So you can drop the knees first if that feels better, or you might lower through chaturanga. Keeping the hands in line with the shoulders or just underneath the shoulders, squeezing the elbows back. Then inhale, heel, lift the chest off the floor. Feel the lower back muscles working. Exhale, fold back in. A few more times. Inhale, peel, lift. And just have a momentary pause at the top of that breath, awareness in the chest. Exhale to lower. A few more like that. Steady inhale, body fills. Top of breath, momentary pause, warmth in the heart. Exhale to lower. Twice more. Final dynamic round. Just release the hands by the side, take any cheek to floor. Give yourself a moment just to pause and to feel. Warmth through the lower back. Maybe soft excitement through the body. And then bringing your forehead or chin back to the floor. Reaching the hands back. Bring the feet together, press the tops of the feet into the mat. Slightly engage through the legs. Next time you breathe in, peel, lift the chest off the floor. Notice it become buoyant. You might stay here. This might be enough. If you want a little more, you can squeeze the legs and lift them off the floor too. The gaze is diagonally ahead so that the back of neck remains long. And again, just as much as there's effort to hold, notice where you can invite softness and feel how the breath moves into this shape. You might even notice that as you breathe in, you become a little bit more buoyant. There might be a little lift. And as you breathe out, there's an opportunity to soften some of the intensity. Little longer. Sensing the part of you that can remain even in challenge. Final breath in. Soft breath out, lower. Take your opposite cheek to the ground. Really feel that release of effort, a softening of tension. And begin to notice what takes its place through your body. Bring your hands in line with the shoulders. And just softly push yourself up. And then slowly back towards a child's pose. Just to invite some release through the lower back. Really feel and sense yourself breathing into this space and notice where the breath fills. Just one more breath in and out. Feeling the mind becoming more clear, more quiet. You can use the hands to lift the torso back upright. And find a kneeling seat for a moment. Again, pause, notice how you feel. Really giving ourselves the grace to notice the feedback from our practice. What is it helping us to access, and what does that feel like? Just a little more. You might want to face the long edge of the mat again. You'll have the right leg extended, the left knee bent with the foot to the inner of the right thigh. Perfect. And then just start by lengthening through the spine. As you breathe out, lean forwards, just coming into a soft fold, nothing too intense, just to help open through the body a little. Next inhale, lift back up, and as you breathe out, twisting towards the bent knee, so twisting to the left. And just keeping that opening, that slight twist through the body. Bring your right hand to the inside of the right leg and start to lean out over the leg. You don't have to go too far. It can be quite intense in feeling. Reach the left arm up and overhead, and then take a deep breath in and reach it all the way over, deepen through the left side body. As you breathe out, cactus the elbow, spiral the chest open, and just soften the experience. Do this 2 more times. Inhale, left arm up and over. Exhale, cactus the arm. And it's time to stay. Inhale, reach up, over and pause. And rather than forcing depth for depth's sake, let the breath be your guide. Really anchor down as much as possible through the sit bones so that you can lift up and out through the spine. And then breathe. Let the breath take your attention through the inner space of the body. And as the mind becomes curious with that feeling, thinking, stories, labels can begin to fade. Little longer, sensing a spaciousness with each inhale and your capacity to soften with each exhale. Final full breath. And just gaze down if you're looking up. Send the left arm back and just use the right hand to help lift the torso upright. You can rest the hands on the knees and just pause. The spine remains long, but the rest of you can soften. Notice any sensation through the left side body. As you continue to wait, notice the quality of your mind. Bright, alert, also spacious and calm. Switch to the other side. Your left leg is long, right foot to the inner left thigh. Left toes are active, flexing towards you. Just start by lifting the spine first. And as you're ready, when you next breathe out, you can just fold towards the center, just forwards for a little bit, nothing too intense. You might feel an opening through the inner left thigh. Next time you breathe in, lift back up. As you exhale, twist to your right. And keeping the chest open that way, bring your left hand to the inner of the left thigh or the left calf. Start to lean out over the left leg. Reach the right arm up to the sky first. And as you breathe in, up and overhead, feel that expansion through the right side body. Just a few dynamic movements. Exhale, cactus the arm, soften. Inhale, reach it up and over. Deeper expansion. 2 more. Feeling how this movement can help to prepare you for the hold. Final 1. I'm inhaling into the shape where you'll stay. Anchor down through the pelvis, lift through the spine. Again, the gaze can be down, out, or up, whatever feels good for your neck.
Feel how the shape holds you. Notice the breath. Feel how the breath brings the mind in. Each inhale spacious. Each breath out a softening. Really great. Take your last full breath. Gaze down if you're looking up. Send the right arm back, and you can use the left arm to help. Lift the torso back up, hands to the knees. Close the eyes if that feels okay, otherwise soften the gaze. And become aware of feeling and sensation. Experience of aliveness, presence through the body. Steady vibrancy through the mind. More and more that sense of coming home. And to lay down on your back. Knees bent, feet grounded, hip distance apart. So bridge set up. And have our hands down by the sides. We'll just invite some space back through the sacrum. So nothing too intense. Next time you breathe in, press into the feet and peel, lift the hips off the floor, feel a lengthening. As you breathe out, lower the hips back down to the ground. Inhale, peel and lift. Exhale, lower. This time, inhale, peel, lift, just a little off the ground, and then shake your hips side to side, almost like you're jiggling like jelly. Feeling any tension, any holding release. Lower them down, do that one more time. Inhale, peel, lift, just a few inches off the ground, and then shake your hips side to side. It can feel funny, but it's quite delicious afterwards. And then pause, let the hips ground. You can take the feet wide and let knees knock together at center. Hug both knees into the chest. Give them a squeeze. You can rock them from side to side. You can massage the lower back, maybe taking circles. Pause and center, breathe. Just beginning to sense the breath moving in the abdomen. As the body breathes in, the belly expands towards the thighs. As you breathe out, it softly floats back towards the spine.
Just finish by hugging into a tight ball. So curl up, bring your forehead to the knees, and then tense everything in the body. So even squeezing the face, the feet, tense for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. And let yourself flop and release. Starting to move into Shavasana, so extending the legs out, but also notice if you feel like your body craves any subtle final movement that will help you to feel comfortable, you can take that. Likewise, any props that you like to use that help to support you in this shape, please give yourself that permission. Hands by the side, palms face up, feet a little wider than hip distance. And start to close down the eyes, feeling your body on the mat. As you continue to settle, just sense that you can relax the weight of your body into the support of the earth. And feeling the body held, notice the breath moving in and out the abdomen. It's not that you're trying to shape the breath, but rather you feel the body being breathed. And there's this soft, effortlessly full pulse of the breath moving in and out. Maintaining that soft awareness of the body breathing, bring your attention to the crown of your head. And just sense and feel the space at the crown of your head. And then let your awareness float down to the point between the eyebrows. Awareness to the throat center. And then feel awareness softly flow, descending across the soft collarbones to the tops of the shoulders. And then awareness fills the arms, moving from the tops of the shoulders through the upper arms, the elbows, to the palms, all the way to the fingertips. And just let your awareness rest there. And feeling the body breathe. And then flow of awareness from the fingertips all the way back up through the arms to the tops of the shoulders. And the next time you feel the body breathe out, awareness descends deep into the chest, heart center. Navel center. Pelvic center. Feel awareness breathe across to the hip bones. And then a smooth flow from the tops of the hips all the way down the legs, through the knees, the calves, ankles, to the tips of the toes. Resting attention there. And then feel awareness breathe from the tips of the toes all the way back up the legs to the hips. And moving back through the center of the body, awareness to the pelvis. Navel center. The heart center. Throat center. Point between the eyebrows. And back to the crown of the head. And still aware of the body, softly breathing. Sense your awareness infuse through the entire space of the body, from crown of head all the way down to the tips of toes. And just rest attention here, fully infused through the inner space of the body.
Begin to sense the breath again. And sense the physical body. Sense the space around the body. And as you begin to invite gentle movement back into the body, continue to stay aware of the relationship between the body, the breath, and the space which holds the body safe. So maybe a gentle wiggle of the fingers and toes, stretching into the hands and feet, arms and legs can extend. And eventually bend the knees, roll to the left side and curl into a fetal position. And sense the breath moving through the right side body. Gently press up now to a comfortable cross-legged seat or any other seat which allows for an experience of steadiness and ease in support of your pranayama and meditation practice. Establish your asana, rooting into the earth, allowing yourself to be supported, extending the spine upward, lifting through the crown of the head, and then softening into the posture, embracing a sense of ease. Once again, drop awareness into the belly and feel the belly as it gently expands and contracts with the breath. Let's create Vishnu Mudra with the dominant hand. So whichever is your dominant hand, you'll lift it toward the face, curl the first two fingers in toward the base of the thumb. Keep the thumb extended to one side and the ring and pinky fingers extended to the other. And then we'll just rotate the hand so that the palm is facing the nose. Before we practice a variation of Nadi Shodhanam, just relax the neck and shoulders. Once again, lengthen the spine and drop awareness back into the belly. We're going to practice a slow, steady Kapalabhati, which is a navel to spine breath with an emphasis on the exhale to draw energy up into the space of the head
So if you're not familiar with Kapalabhati, you can watch for the first 10 seconds or so and then begin to emulate. You'll feel the breath coming out toward the hand through the nostrils in a gust on every exhale. Okay. So begin when you're ready, watch if you need to, about 30 seconds, slow and steady. Long exhale, and then close the left nostril and inhale slowly through the right. Close the right nostril, retain the breath, lift the heart, gently lower the chin. Open the left nostril, slow exhale through the left nostril. Close the left nostril, inhale right. Close both nostrils, hold the breath, lift through the heart, gently lower the chin. Exhale slowly through the left. Once more, inhale right. Retain the breath. Heart is lifting, head is bowing. Exhale left. Release the hand, breathe through both nostrils evenly. Awareness in the space of the head. A sense of vibrancy around the space of the heart. Once again, Kapalabhati, slow and steady, but create Vishnu Mudra first, so the hand is in place. When you're ready, about 30 seconds. Long exhale. Close the right nostril. Slow inhale through the left. Lifting the heart, lowering the chin, holding the breath. Exhale slowly through the right. Inhale left. Hold the breath. Exhale right. Inhale left. Hold, bowing the head to the heart. Exhale right. Release the hand. Breath flows through both nostrils evenly. Awareness in the head, vibrancy in the heart. Over the next few breaths, prana, light, sensitivity, rushes into the space of the head and begins to gather and pool. Awareness brightly lit in the space to the head. As the body inhales, sense this awareness rising toward the crown of the head. And on exhale, back down to the center of the head. Nice and simple. Inhale and it gently rises or lifts toward the crown. On exhale, it settles back down to the center space of the head. Stay with that for a few more breaths, a gentle pulsation, rising to the crown on inhale, softening back down toward the midbrain on exhale. On the next inhale, again, awareness rises to the crown. And on exhale, settles all the way down to the space of the heart. Inhaling from heart to midbrain. Exhale midbrain to heart. So we'll continue with this breath, with awareness pulsating effortlessly, ascending from heart to head on inhale, and descending from head to heart on exhale. As though breath by breath, awareness is transferred from predominance in the head to predominance in the heart. Awareness now begins to pulsate from the heart center. And once again, there's an experience of gentle expansion with inhale and contraction with exhale, oriented around the very center of the heart. Awareness and the energy, the radiance present in the heart expands outward in all directions as the body receives breath. And softens back toward the heart center, concentrating in potency as the body releases breath. Over the next few breaths, this expansion of radiance continues to reach outward to the space surrounding the body, approximately 12 finger widths in every direction. And so creating a bubble of radiance surrounding the body entirely. With a sense now that this bubble of radiance surrounding the body is now enlivened, charged with the current of the sacred. Sense that this palpable quality of the sacred permeates the air being breathed, the cells in the body, everything in and around and between. Everything is a gentle expansion and concentration of the sacred, or if you will, the divine. Invite the breath to deepen once again. Maintaining awareness of the vitality present in and around the body. Let's bring the palms of the hands together. Just begin to rub the hands together, pressing them firmly into one another to generate friction, which creates a sense of presence and possibly even heat. Keep pressing the hands firmly together, rubbing for another 3, 2, 1, and then just hold the palms approximately 3 inches away from each other. And notice whatever there is to notice between the palms of the hand. Slowly bring the palms closer together and slowly a little further apart. Bring the hands closer and notice and a little further apart. One more time, bring the hands closer and apart. And place the palms over the eyes. Take another full-bodied breath. Give yourself a moment to be consciously aware of both your internal world and the external world in which we all actively engage. Maintaining a foot in the internal world. Let the eyes begin to blink open. Slowly move the hands away from the face and return to the external. Just give yourself another breath or 2 or 3. Thank you, everyone.